I was just making my coffee here at my daughter's coffee bar. She has such a cute little setup here that has cacao. Those are all good for brain health, help us with hopefully preventing some dementia. Nuri, pop the lid. And the Midwater comes with a blender. Hey guys, here we have San Luis Obispo. That's the counter I'm at right now. It's a happy place. I'm gonna go. Alright guys, we're over in Los Osos. I have my representing with my Montaña de Oro shirt on. Look how pretty, you can see the ocean. This is the bay, Cuesta Inlet. Alrighty, so update on maintenance. 8 months in maintenance. And so if you haven't seen, if you're new here, so I started my journey in December 2022 when my grandson was in the hospital with cancer. 8 months into maintenance. Let's see, in September, I decided, okay, getting close to 150, that was my goal weight. Well, actually my goal weight just kept changing and I wasn't sure what it should be. And close. And you know, I had been 150 before. It seemed like a good spot for me, and I just kind of went by like how my body felt and how I looked. And I kind of went like okay, well, I'm at 150, I would like to go down to 140. And then at 143, that's when everybody was like, Pam, you look too thin. When are you gonna get off that stuff? Like worrying about me. So I decided, okay, well, let me titrate up or down from a 10 milligram down to 7.5. So I did that. And I stayed at 7.5 for 2 months. I was still losing 10 pounds a month. And I just try to keep everything the same, and my eating the same, my exercise the same, getting in cardio, walking, as I'm doing right now, because it makes you feel good and it increases your endorphins, and it's just very healing. Now, so I kept still losing weight. So then I went back to the doctor 2 months later, and then we switched down to 5 milligrams, and then I was like, now I started getting the food noise again. My legs started swelling up, and then went down the road of finding out, like, okay, so after many exams and different doctors and things, that I have lymphedema, but it's not severe. It's just that I have more of vein insufficiency. So I have a couple of veins in each leg that don't drain very fast. Like, it takes a while for the blood to drain, and the blood goes in both directions, so it creates those big bumpy varicose veins. Well, several doctors, I think three for sure, said that I have more lipedema or lipidemia. Some people pronounce it differently. I think it's spelled lipidemia, and that's whenever you have that painful fat, those little fat nodules, like little pieces of fat in your arms or legs. Mine are more in my legs, and so if I sit for too long, I don't rotate my legs, they swell. And if I'm sitting too long at a desk, they swell. So I got a vibration plate. I bought some compression stockings, and so cool. I'm walking in Los Osos, which is California's Central Coast, and it's so gorgeous over here. See all this greenery. It's usually cold over here. It's like in the 60s. I hear an electronic car somewhere. Here it is. And pause. So that's another journey that I'm on, which is for the leg swelling. Okay, then I have a hernia that I've had for the last 5 years. I actually already had surgery before. Had emergency surgery where it got stuck, and then waited 2 months, had a mesh repair, and about 10 years later, because I'm bad and I pick up heavy things, it came back, it reoccurred, it like busted open. The old mesh is still there. Look at this old trunk. Wow. So I vetted out a few surgeons, looked for a hernia specialist who's also familiar with a gastric bypass stomachs, because I did have open Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, or divided gastric bypass, 24 years ago, August 16th of 2000. And I have a scar from my belly button about 8 inches, and that's because I opted for the open one because the laparoscopic. So so we'll have that surgery on July 30. I'll keep you updated. Whew. The sun is right up there. And so 8 months of maintenance, and I like to keep my weight 140. I would love to be 145. I think that's like a magic number for me, but 150 seems to be more ideal. So I'm learning to be happy with 150, and my doctor tells me that I would be less if it weren't for all the swelling. And who knows, maybe we'll see after the skin removal where that takes me. Now, if I could choose all the weight to be coming from the lower half, which is where I've always carried my weight, then I would choose that. All right, so that's going to be a separate video in itself. It is the whole venture on this hernia surgery. I found a specialist who also does bariatric surgery, so they'll be familiar with my anatomy. And I also even had a revision of my gastric bypass in 2010 just to make the pouch smaller, and lost about 50 pounds. of my regain. Eventually I just regained it all back. Got back up to 310, plus a couple extra pounds. So in December of 2022, I was 313. And so now I'm ranging in maintenance between like 148 to 154. And I really like to be under 155. Mentally, it makes me feel better. I know, something that I always struggle with, right? But I like my body at 150. And when I have my surgery for hernia surgery, we're also going to do plastic subskin removal. So it's considered reconstructive. Consider reconstruction, plastic surgery, not just regular plastic surgery.